So I'm finally getting around to having a game of line rampant, just solo kind of thing. Test the rules and everything, make sure I know how movement and stuff works. So this is the end of the first turn. I should point out that everything beyond this road is just stuff that I've been taking photos of recently. Near the dog line, it's because I'm not talking to him. It's a little bugger. You might hear the washing machine setting off in the background. So yeah, first turn, Vikings, hate that word, Danes are attacking this Norman hamlet, I suppose, little village. So they're the attackers, they went first and all of their units moved. These are levied infantry. And we've got some elite infantry with the axes there. And we've got a unit of archers taking position just behind that wall. They might hop over the wall and take position behind this wall, maybe in like the crook of that wall to defend themselves a bit better. And on the far side there is a unit of warrior infantry, which includes my leader. Now you might notice there's a chap with a sword and shield in this unit as well. That's because the dog has eaten one of the archers. Couldn't find any special rules for that in the rulebook, so he's a goner. We'll have to paint another one. I've got loads in a box. So yeah, the Normans responded. Again, levied infantry. These guys here, archers, just the same as the Danes on the other side on this part of the battlefield, and then two more elite units. Yes, my bedroom's a mess still. Oh, the gaming room, sorry, is a mess. This cavalry unit didn't want to move, neither did the elite cavalry unit. Well, these are both elite cavalry, but this one's got the rule where they don't have to wild charge. And it includes the leader, this chap here. As you can see, he's got a branch in his hand, so he represents Bishop Otto of Bayo, or just a bishop of somewhere. You know, the Normans didn't have heraldry at this time when the Danes were still attacking them. Danes and the Norse, or the vaginas, as I explained in a different video. But yeah, that's turn one. I'll get the phone out again when something really interesting happens, or when the cavalry decides to move. Stubborn, aren't they? Stubborn for... It's a 7+ to move them, and I've rolled 6 twice. I did, dog, yeah. So, this is... The Danes have just finished their turn 3, and they've moved right up. 3 successful moves for each unit. See the warrior infantry over there. Sorry, the heavy infantry moving down by the side of that boundary road. The archers have taken position in that walled enclosure, and the elite infantry and the levy infantry moving towards the village. And the Normans, this turn, I haven't rolled for activations yet. Now, this unit is going to stay still. This unit here will shoot. I did want them to shoot at the archers, but they're behind a wall, and they have to shoot at the closest unit, which is roughly the same distance between the levy and the elite. So I'm going to shoot at the levy, try and whittle their numbers down a bit easier. And it's 12 dice. They're over 12 inches away, so it's -1 to their hit roll. That's if they want to shoot. And then the cavalry still haven't moved. So, because the shooting is the most important thing, although you don't shoot with a bow, you let loose. Now, just double check the rule book to see. To shoot, it's a 6+ for that unit. So I need six or more on these 2 dice. They do, so that's 12 shots. Add it to me dice pool here. Fingers in the way. I've got 12 dice, that's all you really need for line rampant. 12 dice, and these hit usually on a 5+, but like I say, they're over 12 inches away. So it's going to be 6s to hit. And there's the dice roll out. Now I rolled 1 6, so that's just 1 hit. Now I believe levy infantry are 2 defense value, which means I would need to roll 2 to kill any of them. So I'll just double check that in the book. Like I say, work through the rules, try and get to know them a bit better. Levy infantry, oh no, it's only armour 1, which means that 6 does actually kill one of them. Now shall I take Mad Santa, who's the unofficial unit leader? There he is. No, I'll leave him in the unit. I'll just take one of these guys from the back. One of the crap paws ones, this guy. Right, so he's first casualty. First blood to the Normans. And now we'll try and see if the horses will actually move, which I doubt. You know, all this smelling Scandinavians, not good enough for them to get involved with, I think. At least that's what the rules would say. So I'll just quickly film this as well. So this, the Normans eventually moved some of their cavalry. The bishop's unit has moved 10 inches that away, possibly within charge range now of the Danes. Both unit leaders in those, both army leaders are in those groups, so that should be fun. That cavalry just not invested. But yeah, these guys took a casualty, so they require a courage test, which is 2d6. Now the courage of levied infantry is 5+ on 2d6, but they took 1 casualty, so you add how many? Oh, finger in the way there. Said the figure. So it's a plus whatever casualties you've got. So I need 6 or more. Yeah, they're still in the fight. Still looking for loot and plunder. So we've moved on. Everyone's moved what can move. These guys didn't want to move. The Danish levied infantry, they stayed still. Nothing's in range for them yet. That unit of heavy infantry have formed a wall of spears, although they're armed with swords, but you know, Danes. This elite infantry unit, the axemen have moved through the forest, chopping down trees as they go, the big ass axes, and they're about to be shot by the archers here, because they're now the closest target, and because they're within 12 inches, there's no minus to that hitting. So it's 12 dice, needing 5s to hit, but this is elite infantry, so whereas I only needed to get 1 6 to kill one of these guys, I need 4 just to kill one of these guys. So let's see how this dice roll goes. 2 there, I think, yeah, just the 2. So no casualties, and the nut jobs with axes, which are actually Norman infantry, that I've done up as Danes with axes. Yeah, but I can't remember what company they were now. Can't remember for the life of me. Conquest Games, something like that maybe. And the Danes I've got here were mostly Victrix, and the archers I think were Conquest Games as well, Dark Age archers. But I digress. These nut jobs look like they're going to be in next turn. I was tempted to form spears, a wall of spears with these guys, but they failed their activation anyway. So yeah, there was only the archers passed for the Normans actually. I did them first so they could shoot. It was the priority, and then the Lord's unit over there, the bishop's unit, they failed their activation, which meant nothing else could activate. But that was the first time a Danish unit had activated and failed, and it was turn 4 for the Danes. So I'm not keeping, you know, there's not a maximum amount of turns for this game. I'm just having it playing until there are 5 units remaining on the table. So 3 units that killed, and then whoever's got the most units after that will claim victory. Just a nice little learner game. Norman cavalry are crap. They just don't want to move. So the Danes have moved forward. I've kept them where they are, those 2 units, even though they're out of range or anything. If needs be, they might be able to get pot shots off at the cavalry over there. The elite infantry, rather than heading for the spearmen here, or the levy infantry, sorry, have taken a quick punt across the courtyard there towards the archers. Should be interesting. Bloodbath, 1 to 2. This levied infantry unit have moved up in support, and they've got this unit here in their sights. Now I have rolled to activate the Normans. Like I said, the cavalry didn't want anything to do. The archers are going to shoot at the heavy infantry, the elite infantry again, and this levied spearman unit are going to form a wall of spears, which I'll do off camera. I'll do the shooting first, and I'll sort that out. I'll show you the shooting again. Now, I'm not sure if I only rolled 10 dice last time round for the shooting for the archers. So I've definitely got 12 here now. Same again, they need 5s to hit, and I need 4 just to kill one of them. 4 5s or 6. Oh, it's 5s or 6s as well, isn't it? I was looking for 6s last time around. Anyway. Right, there's 1, 2, 3 5s there. So no kill. I think last time I was only looking for 6s as well, but like I say, it's a test game. Get me head into the game. I can do all this without looking in the book really, but may have made a mistake last time around. You know, shit happens. We're all learners. So yeah, nothing killed. I'll put these into a wall of spears, and then next turn I may bring those archers forward just so they can start shooting at the horses. If the horses don't want to go anywhere, then they might as well get stuck full of arrows. And yeah, a couple of charges on the go here. Both units are in range of a charge. Should be interesting, the levy against the levy. One of them's going to be in a wall of... Ooh, can levied infantry go into a wall of spears? Now that's an interesting question. I'll have to look in the rulebook. If they can, then they've already passed their activation test for it. If not, they just stay as they are, I suppose. I didn't want to move them anywhere anyway, even if they, you know, didn't pass the test. So, things have taken a little bit of a turn for the worse for the Danes, maybe. My first activation was to charge these guys into the archers, which they failed, which meant the rest of the Danish couldn't move, because I'm playing where if you fail one activation, then you can't keep activating units. I know there's an optional rule in the new rules where you can keep going, but I've only got 4 units aside, so I'm playing it this way, which means the levied infantry didn't charge into these. Now, I did check the rules. Levied infantry, they are just smelly. They have no special rules. They can't form a wall of spears or a shield wall or anything like that. So, yeah, there's no special rules for them at all. Now, the turn up for the books is the cavalry moved, and I brought them up to there, and they moved as well, and they're just short of a charge. So they'll probably get shot by the archers before they charge into the wall of spears, which I can't imagine is going to go very well. Now, they don't have wild charge. They've paid the upgrade for that. And the leader's unit does have a special rule, which I can't quite remember. I think it's fearsome or something like that. and I think it like boosts their dice rolls to kill or something like that. So the Normans passed all the activations. I didn't want to move these guys, so I just left them as is. They passed to shoot, and then they passed to move. Sorry, the Baron's unit, the Bishop's unit, sorry, passed to move, and so did they for the first time in the game. It's turn 5, so well done you. Yeah. Finally saw the threat to the chicken coop, and thought they'd better do something about it. So yeah, bit of shooting now, which I'll show you. Same as last time, exactly the same as last time, needing 5s and 6s to kill. I need 4 5s or 6s to kill one person in that unit. Oh, one stuck in my palm. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 3 6s, 2 5s. So I have actually killed. Who should I take? I'll take this guy here. Is that? No, it's a unit. Excuse me. He's supposed to be the unit leader, actually. He's the only one without a shield, I think. I'll take this guy. So you're dead, son. Onto the dead pile, and they'll take a morale check, which morale for these, I think, is 3+ for an elite infantry. They've only lost 1 man. So I roll the dice. I'm sure it's only 3+, so they need 4s. There's those dice there. Yeah, double 8. Even if it's 5 or something, they would have passed it. I'm sure it was only 3s. So, best for the loo. I'm going to go for a quick poo, and then I'll be back to hopefully get some units stuck into each other. Archery doesn't seem that deadly, but then again, it's shooting at elite units, which, yeah, I might be able to wipe that unit out by now. Excuse the squeaking, the dog's got his toys out as well. Okay then, so it's the start of the Danish turn. Like I say, they passed their courage test. The elite infantry, they have lost one man, they lose another 2, and they're down to half their attacks and everything. But the focus shifts over to here now. These are the warband leaders for both sides, and the Danish, well, that is so off-putting, that noise. So the Danish leader, I haven't got a name for him, make me one up, is going to issue a challenge to the Norman bishop there. So the Norman will accept, and they will fight each other like so, just in front of the line there. Both swing 3 attacks, needing 5s or 6s. Whoever gets the most kills the other one. If they draw, both men go back to their units. The loser obviously loses his leader, and the entire warband has to take courage test. Yeah, might be important. There's only a couple of casualties up there now, but it could work out for if any of these units lose any significant numbers in the combat phase coming up. So anyway, so the 3 attacks for the Dane. None. The bishop. None. So both didn't mean a damn thing. Both men go back to their units, and we carry on as normal. So I've just fought that duel, and now I'm going to start the other activations for the Danes. I've had a quick look in the rulebook, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do this right or not. Okay, because I want 2 units to attack 2 other units. Okay, so these guys are going to activate first, because their attack activation is a 5+ to attack the archers, and the levied infantry here, they are a 7+ to attack the other levied infantry. Now, do I first move these and resolve this combat before I move these and resolve that combat? Or do I move both units and then resolve each combat as I go? I do not know. And the archers there will fire into the horses over there. The warrior infantry will just stand their ground, or heavy infantry, sorry, will simply stand their ground. They're in the wall of spears for defensive purposes. It negates their bloodthirsty aspect or upgrade. Bloodthirsty would mean when you roll a 6 on your attack dice, it causes 2 hits rather than 1. But if you're in a wall of spears, then you can't attack. You have to be attacked. But when you're attacked in a wall of spears, your armor value increases by 1. So yes, the elite cavalry hitting on 3s, but rather than killing on 3s, they will now kill on 4s, which I think might work out better. I don't know yet, we'll find out. Right, but we'll do this first, because obviously that's in the Norman turn, if they charge or not. And also these are, I think, are within wild charge of this elite unit, and they definitely will be once this is resolved. So what I'll do is, what I'm going to do is move both units first and then resolve the fighting in the order that I moved them in the first place. Because I don't think it'll affect the other units, I don't think. Right, so like I say, these guys need a 5+ to get stuck in. Yep, we're in with a 7. These guys need a 7+, and they don't, so they don't move at all. And because that was an activation, they can't shoot at all now, which I should have maybe thought about a bit more before all that. So the only activation, obviously after the duel, is for these to charge in, and the levy the infantry just stare at each other across the little courtyard there. So yeah, I'm going to move these, resolve that fight. In fact, they're definitely within 6. I'll just bing bang bong, move them over. The archers don't have anything like evade or anything like that. So elite infantry, they've only lost 1 man, so they don't lose any. They don't go down from 12 dice to 6 dice for killing. So elite infantry are on a, I'll have to double check this now, my hands are full of dice. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the elites are hitting on 3s. The archers are actually hitting on 5s, 5 or 6s for their defense dice. If they attack, they would only hit on 6s, and that mechanism, they hit more, they hit better at defense, means they loose arrows at the attacker coming in, which is quite a nice mechanic, I think. Anyway, so the Danes needing 3 pluses. So I'll take out the 1s, there aren't any 2s, there's only 2 1s there. So that is 10 hits, and the archers have an armour of 2. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dead. I'll remove from the unit. Now if that was 6 dead, that would mean that they attack back with 6 dice, I believe. I'm not too sure on that actually. Oh, I've taken 6 anyway, dickhead. Right, so there, they've lost 5. Now they still attack back with 12 dice. These guys need 5s or 6s. And the armour is 4 for the elites. So just like the shooting really, every 4 5s or 6s removes a casualty. It's definitely cocked, are we saying that? Right. and it didn't do anything. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So they have actually killed one of the actual nut jobs. I'll take him away. Right, so they both take a courage test because they both took casualties. And the one that suffered the most casualties has to fall back at least. But if they fail their courage test, they become battered. And that really screws them up. So it's 2d6. Courage of archers is 4+. They've taken 5 casualties, so that's up to 9+ they need. So I'll add 9. Sorry, I take 9 away from this roll. If it goes below 0, that unit just routes automatically, runs away. Oh, they've rolled boxcars there. So they do they survive? -9. Sorry, -5. From 12 is 7. So they do indeed stay there. They aren't broken because they're not halfway down, but they do need to retreat, which is a half distance move backwards. So that would only be 3 inches, which I'll do after I've resolved the courage for the elite unit. Now these guys, I need a secretary while I'm doing this. The courage of an elite unit is 3+. They've taken 1 casualty, so that adds 4. So again, 2d6. They need to beat 4. Oh my god. They've only rolled a 3. They took a casualty, so that takes that down to 2. So they're battered and they fall back, I believe. Wow. Archers. Insanely courageous. So yeah. Dog's chewing stuff he shouldn't be chewing. So I'll sort the movement net out for those units. I'm sure both units fall back, retreat, and the elite axemen there, who are now down to 4 members out of 6, are battered, which means when the cavalry comes in, they could easily wipe that unit out, and then they'll be within wild charge range of these guys. And this game might have just turned on its head, like I say. And the Norman's great. So I've sorted out the little conundrum there. Both units have fallen back. The Danes are battered. See, I've just given them a little red dice there. Now they are still within wild charge range of these cavalry here. But first of all, we're going to resolve this. Now, they're having another duel. Now in the game, each leader can only issue 1 duel per game. So the Danish leader issued the first one. It was a draw. No one hit each other. But the bishop has issued this one, and they're going to fight again. So the same again. Both get 3 dice. So the bishop fights first. No hits. The Dane, he's got 1 hit there, so he's killed the bishop, which is interesting, very interesting, because that means he rejoins his unit. Still in the shield wall daily, wall of spears. No one's got a spear, but they're in there. So yeah, so that's interesting. That means that every unit automatically takes a courage test. So I'll start with the leader's unit. Actually, I'll have to check the book to see what the values are for the courage test before I do anything else. But interesting. So yeah. So this could be very interesting for these archers now, because they need to take another morale check. They still count as being 5 men down. So their morale is 4+ the 5. that they've already lost makes it 9 plus. So obviously I need 9 or more on 2 dice. Before they roll box cards, so they're fine, but will they do it again? And this unit has lost its leader, which means they are -1. Now, I'm not too sure if all units are now -1 because the leader's dead. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I think it's... No, I don't think they do. Not too sure. I could check the courage. No, but I'll play it that they don't. They might do, but like I say, it's a learning game. So this unit, 3 plus for them. They've lost the man, so it's 4 plus. They've rolled a 6, it's fine. This unit, a 3 plus. They're just fine. Oh, crappiest unit ever. These guys need a 9 plus. Insane, they've got a 10 as up there. Crazy. And these are 5 plus for the levy infantry. They just do it. So no one runs away anymore. A couple came close. They thought about it, but yeah, wild charge next. So these guys are within 10. They will test for wild charge. They have to pass a morale test not to, I think. No. What I'll do is I'll check the wild charge rules and then I'll get back to you. So a wild charge, basically this unit has to test as if I have ordered them to charge. Now they automatically have to test to charge. If they fail this, so if they get less than 5, because a charge move for these is 5 plus, then if they get lower than that, then I can order them to move in the activation phase, but not charge. So here's the test. To get in there, they need 5 or more. Wow, yeah, worst unit ever. So they're staying put, but it isn't a failed activation, so other units can activate now. I will. Do I activate them to charge in? Do we activate? So that's a 5 plus. For these to shoot, it's a 5 plus. They're still getting 12 dice against that unit because they are still just above half strength. They will get cheeky and order the levied infantry to finish them off. Maybe if I can get another guy down, then that will be half the unit. Yeah, let's do that. So these guys are going to shoot at those, at the elite infantry. Needing 5s. You got a 5. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Same again, need 5s or 6s. And same again, I need 4 successful hits to kill one of those guys. So do it right here. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's 4 6s there. Beautiful. So that's another guy killed. I'll plink him off. So they're down to halfway now. They will take a courage test, a battered courage test. If they fail this courage test, they get another casualty removed. So yeah, not good. So I will resolve that now, but they also fall back again as well. So they'll fall back out of range of these guys, probably maybe even these. So courage test -3 for the 3 casualties they've taken. So that's a 7 down to 4. Their courage is 5 plus, I believe. No. They're an elite infantry unit, their courage is 3 plus, so they have just passed it. But they don't lose any of the markers or anything. Do I charge in with them? No, I don't think I will. I think I'll just hold them there and fix them in place and finish them off. But over here, the leader's unit without the leader is going to charge. So this is a charge test on a 5 plus, which is a 6 plus because they've lost the leader, I believe. well, they've at least lost one man anyway, so they need 6, they're in. They are into a wall of spears though. So charged in there. Still hitting with 12 dice. These guys, they're elites, so they hit on 3s. Double check. Blade cavalry. Attack value 3+. So 3's to kill the Danes there. Or the Danes. Because in the wall of spears, I need 4s to kill. So for every 3, 4, 5 or 6, every 4th one I need to remove a casualty. So that one didn't, those 2 didn't, that one didn't, but there is 4 7 hits, so that only removes 1 Dane, like so. And now the Danes who are defending get a strike back, and they are heavy infantry, defend value 4+, so they get 12 dice still, needing 4+ to hit. That's quite good, I think, as well. So that's another 7 hits back, and the defense, the armor value, sorry, for heavy cavalry is 4, so they also lose another man. That wasn't me, that was a bike. So they've lost 2 men now. So each unit lost 1 man. So neither unit automatically has to fall back or become battered unless they fail a morale check. So the Danes' morale is, well, the courage, sorry, keeps saying morale, is 3+. They've lost a man, so that's 4+. Oh my god, they've rolled a 3, so minus the 1 for falling back, so it's only a 2. So they fall back, they become battered, and they are not in a wall of spears anymore. And the cavalry, same again, I believe. Courage of 3, but they have lost their leader. Courage of 3, they've lost a man, so they're up to 4 as well. And they're fine on an 8. Even if I had to add 1 for the leader, which I'm not sure I do, it would have passed. So the cavalry has kind of seen off that unit there. So that's the Norman turn. I think we're on 7 or something stuff like that. Which is not looking good for the Danes actually now. This debacle here has seen that elite unit almost taken off the table. These over here, I would say it's kind of even. Normans, they've lost 2. They've lost 2 models now, so yeah, I would have had to take the 2 off. So they would have had a morale value of 6. They would have passed anyway. So yeah, I'll resolve. I'll have to sort the movement out for those units, or just the Danish unit actually. Remove the casualties and that. And then it's the Danish turn 8, something like that. Maybe a bit of shooting here from that archer unit into the Normans. See if they can plink off another one. If they did, that would take that unit down to 3, and it would halve their attacks and everything, which would be interesting. And yeah, this unit there. But the first thing the Danes will have to do is resolve that battered. Like I say, I'll sort some movement out and I'll do that. So a quick look through the rule book and sorted everything out. This unit, because they rolled less than their courage, but more than 0 for the courage test, they became battered, and they had to retreat half and move backwards. And because they drew their combat, they both lost 1 man, the attacking unit had to retreat half their distance, so that's 5 inches backwards. But they aren't battered. They can be activated as normal next time round, which will probably be a charging to these guys, but these are going to get shots away, the 15 inches away, so it will be 6s to hit because of the range. Now, start of the turn, the first thing you do is issue challenges. Can't do that anymore. Both sides have done the challenges and the bishop found out it was a good idea. Second part of the phase, the turn that you do, you rally battered units. So I'm going to try and rally this unit, remembering they've taken 1 casualty. So it's a courage test, which is 3+ for elite infantry, -1, so it's a 4+, and they're fine. So they remove that battered marker, just punctuate there. They are no longer battered, but they can't be activated this turn. And they're also not in wall of spears formation. They had to lose that when they retreated. So they're open to attack, but they are fearsome. So, but then again, they'll be defending. And the elite infantry now, they need, same again, 3+, but they've lost 3 models, so it's a 6+ for them. So 6+ on 2 dice to remove the battered marker, and they will act as normal, kind of. No, it's only a 5. So what that means is, I'll turn that to 2 just to keep track. And they have lost another man. They are down to 2 now. They are in serious trouble. They've lost 4 men, so it increases their chances of failing more tests. They're going to get shot, possibly get charged. Yeah, not good at all. That's what I get for painting Norman models up as Danes. And I said the V word again. Right, so the rest of activations for the Danish, these guys are going to shoot at the horses over there, the cavalry. To shoot, it's a 5+. They get the 5, so that's still on 12 shots for the unit. In fact, this is the first time they've shot at anything since taking cover behind this wall, like a smaller sheep shit or something. So yeah, because of the distance, it's 6s to cause wounds, and they're elite. So it's going to be 4s, needing 4 successes just to remove 1. Let's see how they go. So there's just 1 6 there, so that does absolutely bugger all. There was only 1 5 as well, so even if they were only 5s, they wouldn't have done anything successful. Right. And now the levy infantry will try and charge just around the corner into the levied infantry. Closest unit to closest unit. Now to charge, I believe it's a 7+. Where's the rule book? We'll double check for levied infantry. I really should have printed out some cheat sheets for this stuff. I normally do from wargaming. So yes, to attack is 7+. So I need 7+. They've lost 1 man, remember. Does that affect it, or does that just affect courage? I think that just affects courage tests when you've lost a man. Yeah, yeah. Righty, so 7+. Oh, they've rolled a 9. So they are in. Now levy infantry only hit on 6s. And when they defend with 6s as well. So both sides here roll 12 dice. Whatever 6s they roll removes a casualty. So they're not very good, but they're not fighting something that's very good either. I'll get some angles of that attack going in there. Yeah, they've got white shields. I was thinking of getting some decals to put on there. And there's their Norman counterparts with the kite shields, basic blue. So yeah, let's see how they get on. So 12 attacks, needing sixes. How many are there? Two sixes there. So they've killed two. And then these guys, again, they still get 12 attacks because they're not below half strength. Defending on sixes. Ooh, and they haven't killed any. Ready. So the Norman peasants don't want to defend their farm. Okay, fair enough. That's how it is. I suppose if the knights aren't going to do anything, why the hell should they? So that's a morale check. Now, these guys, the Danes won, so they'll stay in place. They didn't lose any casualties, so they don't get a courage test. The Normans lost, so they definitely retreat. And they need to roll a courage test, -2 for the 2 casualties. And obviously with them being just levied infantry, the courage is 5 plus the 2, fingers in the way again, plus the 2, so that's 7 plus, and they roll a 10, so they're fine, but they will fall back 3 inches, yielding the ground to the Danes here. Okay, so that's the Danish turnover. Some interesting developments going on. So back again, the start of the Norman turn. Wild charge test. None of the Normans are battered yet. A few of them taking casualties, must admit. So these guys need to pass a courage test. Sorry, an attack test, which is a 5+ on 2 dice. If they get 5 or below, they don't charge. They are just within charge range of those 2 guys. So there's a 7, so they're in. They're finally going to do something. Move these guys forward. They've charged in. You resolve this this attack straight away. So they are elites, hitting on 3s. Now because these guys are battered, they only defend on 6s. No, I'm gonna have to check that. Do they attack on 6s or defend on? We'll check that. Bear with me a second. Yeah, always best to double check, I suppose. The Danish unit, because they are battered, they would only attack. I would need 6s to wound, and because they are half strength, they would only get 3 attack dice, and you need 4 attack dice to kill an elite cavalryman. Now I will double check that, because that doesn't sound right, does it? Yeah, a bit of a brain fart there. Quickly worked it out. They still get 6 attack dice, sorry, needing 6s. If it was a full unit of 6, they would roll 12 dice because they are elite infantry. But because they've gone down to half or less, they only roll 6 now. So it is still possible to kill one of the Normans there. But the Normans strike first. And they need 3s. Ooh. 3s to kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8. So these guys' defense is 4, so that kills both those guys straight away. So that's the first unit dead. and that's the first unit in the game as well. So 2 more units to die, and then the game's a wrap. But it's still kind of in the balance, I would think. I mean, saying that. Yeah, these are now in automatic wild charge range as well. So, can they shoot those guys? No, I wouldn't say so. No. So the archers can't activate. These guys will activate to try and charge back in. They weren't battered before. I'll simply try charging in, and the cavalry will try charging in as well in the activation phase for the Normans. So to attack is a 5+. Remember, they're attacking a unit. Crying out loud. So no, they don't go anywhere. They just stay there because they failed the activation. Everything else fails, which means these can't attack now. So it's basically back to the Danes. Fiddlesticks. Right. So the Danes will try and rally over here. Oh, which they did in the last turn, didn't they? Yes. So they are now able to, shall they form a shield wall? Or should they, not in attack range, they will try and form a wall of spears, sorry, which is a move activation. Which is a 5 for these guys. And they do. So these guys are going to shoot at the archers at 5+. Yep, they get the shoot. And the forgot the name of them already. Levied infantry, little bondies there, will charge their counterparts on a 7+, and they do as well. Huzzah! Even though they've lost a man, they still pass the test. Right, so I'll resolve all those movements, and then we'll have a bit of action going on with the levies again. So movement bit done. They formed a wall of spears again. These are going to shoot. They didn't move, so they're still 15 inches away. And the Danish levy are attacking the Norman levy over there. Shooting first. Same again, need 6s. How many have they got? Just the one. Does absolutely nothing. Starting to find that shooting at elite stuff doesn't really do much. Unless you're Robin Hood, maybe. So yeah, so the Danes have charged in. They still get the 12 attacks, needing 6s. Normans still get 6s. So Danish attacks. 2 6s again. So they've killed another 2. And now the Normans need 6s again. Doing a little bit better. They've killed 2 as well, so it's a draw, which means the attacking unit needs to fall back. And both sides need to take morale checks with -2. So I'll quickly these guys just move back 3 here. The other ones are charged. Yeah, quite like this game, nice and simple. As long as, like I say, this is my first proper game really. Well, I'm like using every rule out of the book and I'm not just kind of winging it. So Normans hold their own there. They fought off the Danes a little bit, but now both sides need a courage check. Keeps the morale check. So the Danes first, -3 because they've lost 3 men overall in the battle. And their courage is 5+8. They're fine with a 10. The Normans have lost 4 men now. Just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 chaps left. They've lost 4 overall. So it's a 5 + 4 is a 9. Oh, and they've only rolled a 7. So they retreat and become battered. So they move half a move back as well, which will take them just in front of that wall, the red wall there. I think it's red, I'm colourblind. So, but they get a batter marker, which, you know, I mean, they're only hitting on 6s anyway, so it's not that much of a, it's not that bad. They just can't attack. They can only defend themselves now, until they pass a rally test. But I don't think that's the main problem for the Danish levies here. They are. So Norman turn, oh yes, they are battered, aren't they? There's a red dice I had for the, there it is. So, like I said before, for battered things, the sequence of plays, you resolve a challenge first, which we've done in 2 turns, so that's the last of the challenges. Then you resolve battered tests by passing a morale courage check. Sorry if I upset you because I keep saying morale. It's the old 40k and everything, isn't it? And bolt action and whatever. So yeah, these guys need to pass a morale check. I've done it again. Need to pass a courage check. -4 because of the casualties that they've taken over the course of the battle. If they fail again, they go over the wall and lose an extra man and stay battered. If they pass, they remove their battered marker, but that's their activation for this turn. They can't do anything else. So we will do that. Do you do battered first or wild charges first? I don't think it's going to make much difference. We'll do the battered first. So like I say, it's same again, 2d6 -4 for the casualties. That's a 5. Their courage is 5. I'll double check, but I'm sure that removes their battered marker. But that's them done for this turn. Now, check to see if these charge, which is a 5 again, 5 plus 2 charge. If they get below, then they can move in the activation phase, but nothing else. If I can move them, I might move them towards the archers there. But then again, they'll be attacking across the wall. So we'll see what happens. Oof, 7. So they're definitely charge in to the levy infantry. So yeah, for a unit that didn't want to do anything for the vast majority of this game, they've just killed off the last 2 elite infantry, and going to have a go at these levy infantry now. So hold the phone without my fingertips getting in the way. And it was 12 dice. So hitting on 3s, because they are, again, they're nut jobs, but these ones are on horses. But for every 1, they kill a man. So everything over 3, they kill a man, which is really a great roll. They've killed 7. So that's 7 casualties, which takes the unit below half strength, plus the 3 that they've taken before. That's 10. My word. So they need an 11 or 12 on 2 dice to stick around. Any chance. So that unit is totally wiped out as well now by the cavalry. And the Normans have definitely held on to this part of the battlefield. What I'll quickly do is I will activate the other Norman cavalry to charge in on that wall of spears. So 2d6, needing a 5+ to charge. They're in. So they're still over half strength. So they get their full complement of attacks. Hitting on 3s. Killing on 3s even. you didn't, you two didn't, and you didn't. That's so even though these guys, they're in a wall of space, so normally every 3 dice will kill a man, but the wall of spears means every 4 dice kills a man. So they've lost 2 men. They would have lost 2 men anyway. But obviously didn't expect to roll that many 1s and 2s. So it's 2 dead. 2 dead, and how did the levy get to fight back over there? I think they should have actually, just in case. Because they just defend on 6. So I'll resolve this, and then I'll go back and I'll let the levy swing back at the cavalry there, which is what I should have done really. So these guys, they're not fearsome because they're in the wall of spears, but they still hit on 3s. I do believe. I will double check for heavy infantry. What did I say? Warrior infantry for them. Yeah, they're heavy infantry. So they only attack on a 5 actually, which is a bit crap. So, roll them here. So 5s. I need 4 5s to kill one of them cavalry dudes. I think I've got one. There's a 6, 5 5s, yeah. I'll double check it is 4. If it's 3, then I've killed 2 of them. Oh, it's armor 4, so it is. Killed one of them. So I will swap that dead dude for that base. But as you can see, they are down to halfway now, which is interesting. They only get half attacks now. So they only get 6 attacks, whereas they still get 12 attacks. They lost 1, they lost 2. So the side that lost the most has to fall back. So they won't be in shield formation, a wall of spears next turn. Yeah. But they lost a man as well. So they'll both use state of courage test, but the Normans stay where they are. So the Danes -2 courage test for heavy infantry is a 4+, -2 makes it 6+. So they're fine. It goes to where the dead pile. The Norman Knights down to halfway. They've lost a man there. We've lost 3 men overall. So their morale is 3+ for courage test. Sorry, -3 is 6+. Just. So they just fall back as well. No, they don't. Just the Danes fall back. And like I say, I'll sort these out. The levy get to fight back. Need 6s to hit, but they need 4 6s to kill a man. They've only got 1, so no, they didn't do anything. They're wiped out anyway. Ready, so that's the Norman turn there. So the Danish activations, they've only got the 2 units left. These guys are going to charge into them, but first these guys are going to shoot into them because they are now less than 12 away. So they would hit on 5s and 6s. To activate as a 5+, no. Which means they can't activate to charge, so I don't get to see fearsome. and they are not in the wall of spears formation now. So straight onto the Norman phase. These guys are going to charge, and they need a 5+2 charge. No, so we are back with the Danes. I'll do it the other. Yeah, I'll do it the other way because I still need 4 5s or 6s just to damage that unit. And they're already at halfway. So these guys are going to charge in. I'll double check. Heavy infantry to charge. To attack is a 6+. Make it on 5s. Yeah, they get on 5s, but every 6 that they get causes 2 hits. I have to remember that. So, completely forgotten what the, yeah, it was 6s to attack. Nope, they fail. Back to the Normans. They're going to charge. Thank God for that. Somebody's getting in on it. So these charge in. I will move. Should I move? I'll move this cavalry unit, try and get them on the flank here, maybe on this way. But they move on 7s, don't they? So, no. Oh, I should have resolved that fight over there, actually, shouldn't I, before I did that. But anyway, I can do it now, because there's nothing else left to do in the Norman phase. So, these guys aren't in a wall of spears, so every 3 hits kills one of them, rather than every 4th hit. So the Normans go first. Now they are down to half strength, so they only get 6 attacks. Needing 3s, because they are nut jobs. So that's 5. Now like I said, their armour is down to 3, so if I got all 6 attacks, 2 of them would be dead, but only 1 of them is dead. And now the Danes, who are still 7 of them there, so they are still 50% or higher, and they get 12 attacks back using their fearsome rules now, because they are in loose formation. They're not defending with the wall of spears, and they don't attack back, do they? They defend. So what is the defend value for heavy infantry? Ah, so they don't get the special rule when they're defending anyway, which is a bummer. But it's 4+ for their defense, which is still quite good. It's better than their attack, actually. So 4, 5 or 6 to cause a wound, and they need 4 wounds to cause 1 casualty. That makes sense. So 4, 5s or 6s. I think they've got 1 of them. So remove, 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 remove. Might actually have 2 of them here. They do. They've killed 2 of these guys, leaving just 1 lonely little horseman left. Now he needs to take a courage test, -5 for the casualties. The Danes need to take a courage test minus. Oh yeah, they should be minus more for the casualties they've taken. So they've had 5 casualties as well, the Danes actually. So we'll do the Norman lost. So the Normans will check first. So it's courage of an elite, which I'll probably set out 5 times, but repetition, you know, I tell my niece and nephews all the time, practice makes perfect, whatever they're doing. Even if it's just playing on the computer, you know, when they get frustrated at losing at FIFA, just tell them practice, practice, practice. Right. So courage test for the Norman is 3+, plus the 5 casualties is 8+. So he's failed. Now he minus the 5 takes it down to 1. So he sticks around, but he goes back 5 inches, we'll just say there. The Danes now, -5, and their courage is... I've just looked at it. Their courage is 4+, minus the 5 is 9 for them. They've only rolled a 7. Minus the 5 leaves a 2. So they fall back. So both of them are battered actually, because they failed the courage test. They both fall back. And they are both... No, the Norman passed, didn't he? The Norman passed, but these guys are battered again now. So they fall back 3 and become battered. Dice right there for them. Righty. So now it's the... Now the Norman's charged in there, so it's the Danes next. These guys will try and remove that battered. So 4 minus 5. Same again. Well, they got 10, so they're fine now. But they can't do anything this turn, because they've just removed the battered. So these guys will try and activate to shoot that lone horseman. Needing 5. Yeah, definitely good. Wow. 12 shots, needing 5s or 6s. Need 4 of these to wipe that unit out. Call that 4, I think. It's going to fall like that. Oh no, yeah, we'll have called it 4. I could have re-rolled that, but no, he's only got 3 hits. So he survives just. Alright. Now I think, considering they're depleted, they've got 5 casualties, they're going to find it hard to do anything. That cavalryman's probably gone. So one of those units is going to lose out. Which one it is, the Normans are going to gain the victory, because they've lost the 2 units over here, and this cavalry unit is intact and could swing round here to attack either of those. The archers could move forward and pepper the opponent's archers with arrows. So I'm going to actually stop it there and call it a Norman victory. Now, these guys were impressive once they actually moved. But it was the archers who won the day really by defending against the elite infantry there. Yeah, brutal. It was the courage check that they got, and the Danes failed. Danes rolled mentally on their check, and then they rolled boxcars for theirs. So yeah, line Rampant. I'll definitely have a few more games, see how it goes and everything. Love the rules. Yeah, I bound to got loads of stuff mixed up and messed up in this. Practice makes perfect. Ciao for now.